Most of us, we think, oh, what if it's a God's sign that we shouldn't be doing this? Not at all. It's not God's sign. It's God's test. So before we do anything, remember there will be a dip where God will test you and all of your fears will show up. And that's the time for you to rise in your aura, rise in your energy and say that, you know what, so what, you come along, but because of you, I'm not stopping. Carry_15. How to overcome fear. Face family, to speak, ask on what you sometimes even fear, to live life. The job of our mind is basically to protect us, to make meaning out of things, and then to make sure that that meaning is right. We always want to be right. So first job of the mind is to protect us, which means anytime we see any sort of danger, it wants to protect us. Now earlier we used to live in caves, right? So there was danger everywhere. Animals were danger, nature was danger. Today we don't live in that kind of world, but yet the fear within us belongs to that world. So please know that anytime we will step outside our comfort zone, fear is going to show up. I always say, doubt auntie sit on one shoulder of mine, fear auntie sits on one shoulder, and they keep on whispering things into my ears to scare me from whatever it is I want to do to get out of my comfort zone. So just know that fear is a part of life. Nobody became successful without carrying their fears with them. You can put them in the back seat, doubt auntie and fear auntie, and drive along, because they are never going to leave you. You will beat one fear, a new fear will show up. You know, we have fear of failure. We also have fear of success. What if I don't remain humble? What if I'm not able to handle the money? What if people around me change when I become very rich? So we have fear of failure. We also have fear of success. So fear never ends. So we have to learn to carry it with us. How do we do that? By every single day reducing its size by giving a new story in our head. So whatever fear is saying, check, is that even true? Is there anyone else in the world who's been able to do it while they've had this fear? Yes. Like for example, my mentor, Marie Folio, she pukes when she launches any program. She knows that her fear shows up in her body and she'll have migraines, she'll have health issues. Now she knows that. So she's pre-prepared that the week before her launch, all of it is going to happen. There's nothing she can do about it. She has to deal with it and cross through. How beautiful. For most of us, we think, oh, what if it's a God's sign that we shouldn't be doing this? Not at all. It's not God's sign. It's God's test. So before we do anything, remember there will be a dip where God will test you and all of your fears will show up. And that's the time for you to rise in your aura, rise in your energy and say that, you know what, so what, you come along, but because of you, I'm not stopping. Fear is our way of checking. It's a good thing. Sometimes it's feedback that maybe there's something. What if I forget on stage? Having that fear, I will prepare so much better because I know that I have that fear. So our fear helps us prepare better. Our fear helps us in seeing situations in the worst case scenario so that we can be prepared for them, right? So see if you can start to use your fear to your advantage rather than disadvantage. See if you can make fear your friend. See if you can stop taking your fears so seriously. Now for me, when the fear comes up, you know what I tell it? I say, you know what? I'll handle it. If my technology goes off, I'll handle it. If my internet goes off, I'll handle it. I've learned to say I'll handle it to my fear, because otherwise my fear goes on and on and on. I finish with one thing, it starts with another. I finish with one thing. The only thing I want you to take away from all of this is fear is not going anywhere. So don't allow it to stop you. Yes, Carrie? What is lifestyle as per you, Pooja? Interesting, Millie. I think for me, Millie, lifestyle is when we get to joyfully do the things that we love doing in our life. So for some people, it could be cooking in the kitchen. For some people, it could be decorating their house. For some people, it could be traveling. The things that give you a joy, when you bring them into your life on a daily basis, that to me is a beautiful lifestyle. You know, some people love to entertain. So that every evening, if they do that, that's the lifestyle that they love. So no judgment on what's a good lifestyle, what's a bad lifestyle. For example, Puneet and I sleep by 8:30 because both of us wake up at 4:30 in the morning. So our lifestyle is very sadhu type of lifestyle according to me. Very different. It's far more retired than most people. So for somebody that will be like, what a boring couple. But for us, we absolutely love it. Like when we wake up at 4:30 in the morning, I light my candle, I do my morning routine. For me, that is heaven. Yeah. So I think looking out for what is important to you and then marrying your life to the things that matter, to me, is the most essential way of designing your lifestyle. I don't know if this was your question, but I've given you a part of the answer. But if this is what you meant by lifestyle.